So which players draft do you like better?
I'm a sucker for goths. I think they're probably the most horrific civ to try and deal with on this map. I'm not surprised both Mezzo have been sniped. Persian Bulgarian bands make sense for their early aggression.
Yeah. I think the Mezzo and Goths are like the top picks for this map.
Yeah. I think you're seeing from Dragonstar a desire to go into a lot of men-at-arms and towers and stuff like Teutons, Ethiopians, Japanese, and Celts. Whereas ACCM has stuff like Spanish, Berbers, Koreans, so you could see try and play greedy for castle drops.
Yeah, ACCM also has some good civs for like villager fighting in Dark Age. I think both Goths and Berbers are good for that, and Lithuanians as well.
Lithuanians, yeah. Saracens is an interesting pick, but that'll be for play into feudal and then just drop a market and see what happens.
Yeah, Saracens are gonna be good because no matter what resources you deny, they can still use the market and get up.
Is their use? I would be interested to see what Dragonstar can do with Bohemians, because I've seen him recently against Vipron Arena use a lot of monks.
Yeah,
which is a lot of fun.
If they can get to Castle Age, it's gonna be very obnoxious.
Their struggle will be the early game.
Yeah.
I think I slightly prefer Dragonstars because I think he's got enough more with the early bonuses: Mongols, Teutons, Ethiopians, Japanese, Britons, and Celts. And if you can get a bit of aggression in a tower on a key resource or deny berries, then that sets you up really nicely.
Yeah, I feel like on this map it's really important to have some early bonus to make it a bit smoother in the Dark Age, because you will get lamed no matter what.
Yeah, and if you're not being lamed, you will be fighting with vills. So even something like Incas with a small bonus of double pop houses and the free llama makes quite a big difference on this map.
Yeah. They are in this first game, so I think we can jump in.
Yep, it's just counting down. Incas, Mongols. This is going to come down to how much hunt you can deny Mongols.
Yeah, I feel like you always have to just go for the deer snipe instantly with the villager.
Yeah. Because even if they can still take them, you just make it a lot less efficient, potentially force an early mill.
Yeah. I feel like Incas, even without the villager bonus, are still a very solid civ on this map, just because you have cheap towers, you have the extra food early, so it's really smooth for the
And then
game.
if nothing goes well, you can just spam eagles. Because they don't need eco.
Yeah. They also have slingers, but that's not gonna come into play unless the opponent goes for longswords, I suppose.
Which this matchup I don't feel is like the most common thing to do, but it's possible. Yeah, ACCM's already gone to wall in Dragonstar's berries as well.
I feel like going for the hunt would be a bit better.
Yeah, I agree. Especially as walls are so much weaker now and easier to bash down with bills.
Yeah. Although Dragonstar got quite lucky spawn with this deer, they are very close to his TC.
They're also, like, if you try and kill them, they're not going to run far away. The gold and the woodline keeps them trapped in. ACCM is going for them now, but it's a bit late. He might kill one or two.
Yeah, I got 2 of them and he should be able to get home safely now. I guess that's not bad for 1 villager.
It's also, what else can that vill do? Like, if he can walk through the base and wall in that stone, then you're starting to look at really nice value. But if he loses it, which he's going to here, that's a bit of a shame.
Yeah, it's always a bit risky just going with 1 villager, because the enemy scout can block and you're quite far from the TC to go home. But I guess at least the Dragonstar's scout is really weak now, so it can't really be used for blocking anymore.
It's solid. I think if your scout's that weak, could you just spend some time bashing down a few palisades from your berries, so you're not using vills on it later?
Yeah, that's a good idea. Although I definitely would scout my opponent's map at least before that. But ACCM has really nice deer as well, like in the back. It's actually very hard to get to them.
That'd be horrible to get to.
Like, even if you do, that villager would get trapped in.
Apart from his berries, ACCM could have quite a nice map. He's got a really easy wall off to his left. The right hand side, he'd give up the 2 golds, but he can make the left one safe, so that's fine. Just those berries. I guess Dragonstar's similar, but his gold's a bit more exposed.
Yeah, Dragonstar has a safe stone in the back that's gonna be really nice in case he wants to castle drop later.
I think as Mongols you've sort of got 2 main plans of a quick men-at-arms play, or try and play greedy for that castle.
Yeah. Or just go quick archers if the opponent wants to open men-at-arms. I feel like that's a solid opening if you have the food to do it.
I feel like quick archers is not quite as good as men-at-arms, but often it's much more viable if you've had a lot of food lane.
Yeah. Like, I often felt like going just for archers is my only option, but because you don't have the food for men-at-arms simply.
Even just archers and owls can be strong.
Yeah. What minute are you at now?
750.
Do you wanna go 2 times speed to catch up to live?
I am at live.
Oh, really?
Yeah, where are you at?
Oh, I thought I was behind, but never mind then. No, I just checked their Dragonstar stream and they are a bit ahead there, so that's why I thought I was behind.
Oh, you'll have a 3-minute spec delay.
Okay, that explains it then.
I know they must put one on because it's not a ranked game, but yeah, there'll be a spec delay.
ACCM is up with 21 wheels. It's a solid uptime for having lamed with 2 wheels and having lost one. I guess that's the power of having safe deer.
Oh, it's so useful. ACCM looks like he's going straight archers. Dragonstar's only placing barracks now. I know ACCM's going men-at-arms.
Not sure if Dragonstar will have the food to open with men-at-arms. I don't think it's a good idea.
Not when his barracks only goes up now.
Like, his only food income is the berries, and that can be denied as well.
If ACCM could go get a tower between the berries and gold, that would be really strong.
Yeah.
For denying resources and just map control. Gives you a hill to work from as well.
Exactly. Looks like he also has wood to drop an archer range instantly. But Dragonstar already has an archer queued up, so I think he should be fine, in theory.
And he saw the militia coming out very early, so he knows exactly what he's dealing with.
I'm not sure if the men-at-arms will get much value without a tower follow-up here.
I think if you can force an archer war The tower's coming forward anyway. But if you can force an archer war and then stick your men-at-arms into an exposed wood line, that could be very strong.
Yeah. Okay, there's the tower. That's a good spot for it.
I think as long as the men-at-arms buy the time for that tower, I think they've got decent value.
Dragonstar goes for the immediate counter tower. I think that's the right move here. You can't let this one go up just uncontested.
It's too crucial an area. He's also got safe stone, so he knows he can get stone back later and retower.
Nice micro with the archers. I thought they would get hit by the tower, but he avoided that completely. Now the men-at-arms will not do too much at this point.
They're best used to try and stop the Vils bashing down the tower so quickly, just to buy more time. Or do you use them to scout?
Both players should lose some wheels here, but I don't think Dragonstar lost any wheels so far. Nice opening by Dragonstar so far. I like it.
He's done well. It's going to be fletching behind though. ACCM will get that first. Can make quite a big difference.
Yeah, ACCM's farming eco is also better at the moment. And this tower still idle the berries for Dragonstar a little bit, so that was not bad.
It's forced idle time on berries and gold. It's got a couple of archers down, weakened a lot of Vils, and forced a counter tower. It's done decently.
Yeah. I feel like it's gonna be just skirm war for a little bit and then they will try to go castle edge now.
The question is, how greedy can you really afford to be? Who's going to go and add the second range first? If you lose map control, it's not like you can fall back on safe resources often.
Yeah, it kind of depends on how you wall the map as well. Because the ACCM's code is quite safe, but I think it would make sense for him to wall in the right side and have another gold safe in case he needs it.
You can go, what, range to stone, stone, straight south to the woodline.
Yeah.
His initial wall off uses the TC, which is fine, but yeah, expanding it would be good.
Dragonstar walled off towards his TC with houses. That's a nice move in case sneak archers try to hit his woodline.
You just gotta keep the woodline safe. What? Is there a hole there? By the blacksmithing house?
I can't tell in capture age, but let's see.
I think you can.
I think it's close, but I'm not sure. I would have to scan with a palisade.
The big advantage ACCM has here is if it gets into a skirm wall, which is what it's moving towards, you can add eagles.
Yeah, it's a very easy transition to eagles because you don't need a big food eco for them.
And you don't need another building like you would for scouts.
Yeah.
It also might allow him to get away with not adding the second range like Dragonstar's had to.
Yeah, felt like Dragonstar is falling behind a bit on numbers and that's why he added the second range, but I don't think he can use that to be aggressive in feudal. Looking at the food count, ACCM gonna be at first.
Exactly where I was going. He's also dropped a... He dropped a market? Yeah, he's dropped a market. Heavy on gold. I think you're going to see an eagle switch, which can be brutal on this map.
Yeah, especially if he's up so much faster. Like, Dragonstar can do nothing against eagles with just feudal army.
It's also the counters to eagles are so food intensive, and Dragonstar's food eco is not good at all.
Yeah. He's also just now getting his first eco upgrade.
Ouch.
Yeah,
Yeah, with it, mostly skirms, he's not going to threaten villagers much at all.
yeah. He's also trying to go for the top side, but it's already walled off.
There is a gap right at the top, one tile between the trees.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Although Dragonstar doesn't seem like he will check.
I think he's just going to assume it's closed off.
Yeah.
You also now get a small added bonus of playing Eagles as Incas. Your villagers are going to be harder to kill.
Yeah, exactly. It's also usually you don't get horse color on this map, so that makes Eagles even stronger. Just because if you try to go for knights, you would want to have that horse color full eco.
I think ACCM got it partway through feudal. Dragonstar doesn't have it at all.
According to Capture Age, they don't have horse color.
I might have cancelled it. I saw him click it. But yeah, it's usually too tight on your food eco.
Yeah. ACCM has 4 eagles, that should be enough to clear this army.
Once Eagle Warrior comes in. Feels a bit desperate to have all of this army and Vils forward.
Yeah. I think he felt like he was behind, but he might not have anticipated to be that behind. This might just be game here.
Yeah, the army's going to die. Tower will get bashed down.
He's not even fully walled at home yet. It's gonna be tough.
There's not much you can do against Eagles if they got into that wood line at the back. You'd be in real trouble.
Even if he manages to wall his base, I feel like, yeah, GG. I feel like he would just lose map control, and no matter what he does, even if he adds knights, Incas can add monks. And with siege, he will just dominate the map.
And the distance between the two players, if you drop Monastery Siege Workshop, say, between the two golds in the middle of the map, you get full map control and your opponent can't really do anything.
Yeah, you can also get the relics, which is a big boost to your gold eco, so...
Especially with so few villagers on the map.
Yep. Alright, let's game 1 to ACCM. Not sure if they started the second game yet, but I'm gonna take a bathroom break.
Okay.
Be right back.
Squeaker, why are you following me everywhere? He needs to hurry back, getting to his starting. What's my favourite carrot? I think you know which is my favourite carrot. It's the one the boy now owns. Definitely not used to. Times like this, though, Hub, I'd love to be able to ban you everywhere. Stay back.
Right, I'm back. I'm just
Nice.
didn't capture it a little bit.
About 2 minutes into the next game.
Okay, I'm gonna catch up to live then.
Malians versus Persians. And yeah, both have had scouts forward. I think they may have traded balls. And ACCM went to kill Dragonstar's hunt again. And is now coming to Walling Berries.
Yeah, he shot 3 of the ostriches and then went home with the villager, so that was good. Dragonstar is walling in the berries for ACCM. ACCM scout is weak, so I don't think he should be able to kill this villager. But I think he will be able to stop this walling in from Dragonstar.
He's only warded half of it. Basically doesn't make a difference to the efficiency.
Yeah. If you can take it from one side, then it doesn't even matter.
It's a bit of an interesting matchup because Byzantines often want to play for the faster imp, but that just doesn't seem particularly viable. Is the other option mass trash?
Yeah, I feel like Byzantines really shine on this map if you can just get to mass skirms and force the opponent to do the same, and then you benefit from cheaper units.
Difficulty there is obviously needing a food eco to make it work.
Yeah.
But especially without his berries. Back deer would have been nice, but they got shot.
Looks like both players will get around the same value from the laming. Obviously, Dragonstar having to bash down the walls will delay his berries a little bit, but overall, I think they will have a similar opening. Not sure what ACCM is trying to do with his forward wheel now.
It's repairing the wall.
He almost got walled in there, that was really risky actually.
I thought he was going to go and try and wall in Dragonstar. That's just the small things like having 2 vills chasing your 1 makes a huge difference.
Yeah. Now Dragonstar might have tried to lane back, but ACCM walled off that side, so should be a race to feudal age now, I believe.
ACCM's actually got a really nice map. Because his berries are the only exposed thing, and they're as far away from Dragonstar as possible. So if you stick your production buildings by your berries, I think you should be absolutely.
Yeah, I think as long as he notices that the left side is open in the forest, I think he should be alright. He has a safe boat there. Stone might be an issue for him though.
Yeah, it's all in the middle of the map, isn't it? Dragonstar's again got a backstone. I guess if you see that, you just need to play for heavier military and rely less on towers.
Yeah. I feel like even mass man-at-arms as Malians would be an option, but that's only if you can deny the golds for Byzantines, otherwise they just make archers.
Yeah, it definitely is. However, would you have the food, safe food eco for it?
Dragonstar not being up yet is gonna be a problem for him, I feel.
He's not even close.
Like, not sure what happened, but...
Well, was he just delayed too long on the berries and having Bills chasing ACCM back across the map?
Yeah, he also didn't add farms until just recently. I feel like 1 or 2 Dark Age farms can really help out in this case.
What happens now if ACCM towers Dragonstar's berries?
Well, if he places it well, he will also deny 2 of the golds.
Yeah,
And
he's coming for it.
Yeah, Dragonstar we have to migrate to one of the golds on the right side, which are also super exposed there. Not the biggest fan of how Dragonstar walled his base, but I guess he would have to wall a bit quite forward to secure a gold against the tower.
Yeah, because his closer golds are also very close to ACCM.
Alright, he kicked up now, but he has to survive for 2 minutes somehow.
He's also going to struggle for wood for production building for now. And if ACCM sees that he's gone to that gold before Tower 1, he'll just place a second tower.
Yeah, not sure why Dragonstar decided to build a mining camp now. I think it makes sense to wait until your opponent places at least a second tower. Because now this will just get denied and he wasted 100 wood for nothing.
There is that, but where else would he take gold? Because ACCM still has a scout alive. So if he goes to one of the ones in the middle of the map, he'll just be spotted as well.
Yeah, I mean it's gonna be rough either way, but I think that 100 wood could go into a second range and then you would be able to make more army, and then after that you can take gold. I feel like that would be a better approach.
You got what, 50 gold from that? 48 gold? For 100 wood, that's not worth it.
Yeah,
It allows him
one
to
archer.
One archer.
Yeah, the man-at-arms will get huge value still, because with just skirms it's very obnoxious to kill them.
Especially Malian ones.
Yeah.
The extra armor. It means even after fletching you only do 1 damage still.
Yeah, exactly.
How's ACCM here? As he's placing his third tower to deny farm space, do you accept that this is a great position and just go for castle age? Or do you say, I've got a big lead, do I come and try towering the wood line either in the south or around the back of the base?
I think towering wood line doesn't help a lot, because you can always just take more elsewhere. I would just aim for the other golds and keep the pressure. This is a bit of an unfortunate tower, because I don't think it can go up. So that's a bit of a waste, yeah.
So they forced the tower from Dragonstar, so now he at least knows he's not on stone, and that's all he can build.
Yeah, and he can just tower the rest of the golds and make sure that Dragonstar can never make archers.
And either long swords or a knight switching castle age would win the game there.
Yeah.
Against Mascon. They've got the tower up, so I'm just going to force idle time to boost it back down.
Yeah, he's also has the archers in the tower, so he doesn't have to idle villagers to do this.
Oh, love it. ACCM has gone to Tower the Woodline. Just one vill.
Yeah, that's gonna make it a little bit more inefficient. I guess he has to abandon that one lumber camp and make a second one.
That's just sort of pushing Dragonstar further to the south, so he's going to be more exposed and away from his walls.
Yeah. Dragonstar is now going out to the gold, and I feel like ACCM just letting him do that is a misplay. He's just hitting walls where it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I can understand wanting the army around to get that extra tower up, but as soon as it's up, I feel like you need to be looking for the gold.
Like, I don't think these 5 skirms would do anything against the 3 man-at-arms.
No, nothing at all.
Yeah, it feels like Dragonstar is getting back control of this game, because he has the horse color eco now, and he can make archers against the man-at-arms, so he will be able to stabilize with this.
His bark out's better. He looks like he's coming forward to the tower. But ACCM will be adding a scout.
I feel like just adding more man-at-arms is easier, right? Because you don't need to get even more full eco for scouts. I'm not sure if I like this stable.
You can get supplies. Don't need another building, which means more farms. Gold is really cheap at this stage, that's fine.
Yeah, he also has a bunch of gold in the bank. So like... the armor is also cheaper for infantry.
Yep.
I feel like ACCM's army is not accomplishing a whole lot at the front right now. Like he lost 3 farms to the tower now.
It's sort of giving up a lot of map control. That tower is going to make archer production a little bit more awkward.
Yeah. I feel like this was easily avoidable, because with the 3 man-at-arms and a bunch of archers in the range, you could have just denied this, I feel like. Although his eco is still not bad.
He did just need his men-at-arms with the archers. So then the skirms can't engage properly.
We'll be able to pick up in just a second. Dragonstar is, again, a bit too late.
He's done well to get himself back into this game this far.
Yeah.
I just don't really see what he's going to do against early knights or even just crossbow play.
He's added a stable in the back. Not sure what the goal with that is. Like, you don't get bloodlines, so you can't really do a whole lot with just scouts here, I feel like.
I could understand it if he was up to castle age and wanted a few cheap camels to get rid of the knight play. But yeah, as he's not up, it doesn't really make much sense at all.
Yeah, I would rather see a market and go up as well. He has a decent army. So he will be 1 minute later to castle age. I think that's still salvageable.
I think it's alright because he's got the army. Whereas ACCM's just got a few archers, which aren't going to achieve anything against this number of skirms and towers.
Yeah. Double stable from ACCM. Looks like it's gonna be crossbow with double stable knights. Which is not bad, I suppose, but I feel like Byzantines will have the answers regardless.
There's always have the answers.
Yeah.
It's going to be how much damage can you get done in early castle age before Dragonstar's techs come in.
And looking at the gold positions, I think you have to go for a more aggressive approach in castle age, because once you exhaust that one on the left, you have to move out to elsewhere. And I feel like one castle could do so much.
He's got one where he's towered forward that he can take. It's 2 tiles. He's got the 2 tile to the right, top right of his base, but yeah, everything else is exposed or in Dragonstar's control.
I really like the fact that Dragonstar added just a couple more towers to make sure that Knights can't do anything right now.
Yeah, towers and a decent chunk of spears. He knew his weakness was into Knights, but isn't this where the longsword play would actually have been much stronger?
Yeah.
They deal with skirms and spears. And Byzantine Knights with no bloodlines.
Yeah. Dragonstar is adding a couple knights. Yeah, I guess knights are better if there are crossbows on the map.
Especially if they don't have bodkin.
Yeah. He has been idling the gold wheels, though I don't really like that choice.
It's a risky position where you don't want him just to dive and then kill the entire army and all the vills. What like if ACCM loses these crossbows, he just dies to camels.
Yeah, it's really important to keep these alive, but I don't think he will be able to. Yeah, nice fight for Dragonstar, and I feel like now he will have control over the game, because he can add monks, he will be able to convert enemy knights without much resistance.
ACCM's gone for his own monastery, potentially looking to convert camels and knights from Dragonstar, and also just heal his own units to get more value out of them.
Yeah, I feel like monastery is always a good addition at this stage. Although Dragonstar does still have the skirms to potentially snipe monks, but yeah. I feel like whoever can get a castle in a good position now will be in a huge lead.
Neither of them really have the stone to even think about it.
Dragonstar adding a second monastery too.
So is ACCM. Monk war, let's go.
I found monks to be quite strong on this map if there are no mass crossbows, so...
Yeah. His low eco, really strong unit, and swing battles very quickly. And that was a terrible fight for ACCM.
Yeah, I lost so many knights for very little return. Not sure why he went for that fight. Now it's 9 military versus 25. It's gonna be very rough.
He definitely didn't need to because he was falling back to his production anyway. He could sit in the choke point with the mangonel and be fine.
Yeah. Yeah, and now, like, there's just no way to push Byzantines. They will also be able to just go Imperial Age if they need to.
Something like get a university, click guard tower as Dragonstar, and then you can go imp much more safely.
Yeah, that's actually a good idea, because he has so many towers around. The mangonel will be useless for ACCM.
It's also a it's less effective, but it's a much cheaper way of gaining map control.
Yeah.
But also,
like he could
they are still pretty strong.
He could tower theoretically a bit more forward as well and deny the middle goals for his opponent completely.
Yeah, if you stick another tower on that middle stone, you control both the golds.
Yeah. The spears are actually doing a lot in this fight because there are a lot of camos around.
Which just don't kill them. Yes, this is the cheap units. Byzantines.
They can just spam so much. Yeah, it's GG.
It was a rough start, but he did well to stay in it, and then, yeah, he's managed to play it into his bonuses.
Yeah, I feel like feudal pressure was great for ACCM at first, but then he didn't keep denying the important areas on the map.
Yeah. If you're not going to keep denying them, I feel like you need to try and get up as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
And he sort of didn't do either.
Dragonstar getting redemption now. So he can just convert everything if he wants to. There's a blacksmith exposed, siege workshop as well. Also getting the relics, so great position for him.
He also got a handcart earlier, so his eco is going to be really strong actually, even though ACCM is on 2 TCs.
Yeah, he has like 7 wheels queued and he could just go imp if he wanted to.
I feel like, yeah, you hold this position. I think get the ram out, and then look to click in. Force your opponent to invest more whilst you go up.
Well, I think you just need to make sure that you don't lose this position. And it doesn't even matter if you are just on 1 TC, because you do have the cheap units, you do have quite a decent eco despite on 1 TC. 62 wheels with handcart is quite strong.
I guess in imp you can do either keep spamming your camel spear, or you could even switch into arb if you feel like you've got the wood for it.
Yep.
How do you engage against these monks with so many camels around?
Yeah, you can't. I think as Malians you kind of have to just go mass spikes or something, but I don't think cavalry will ever work in this position.
What do you think? Instead of going into cavalry, originally ACCM could have just played longsword and at least forced a big crossbow transition from Dragonstar.
Yeah, and that would also complement Mangona play potentially better, because against crossbows Mangonas are much more effective than against Cav and monks.
And you reduce the effectiveness of your opponent's monks because they're not converting such high value units.
Yeah. Dragonstar has 2k food in the bank. He's gonna drop a castle now. He could have gone up to imp so much faster, but he's still not choosing to do that.
I guess it's not taking the risk and thinking I have a good position, I can keep doing damage. And he knows whenever, like, too engaged in doing this.
TC is gonna go down, villagers will die. ACCM just can't stop this push.
It's well played from Dragonstar to bring it back from not a great start. But sometimes just keeping yourself in the game is what matters.
Yeah, that's what Byzantines can do. If you let them just stabilize, it's very hard to push them again. GG. Are they in game 3 already?
Yeah, it's got a 2-minute countdown still.
In that case, I will be right back in 2 minutes. Okay, I'm back. And we are at 30 seconds in game. Britons versus Berbers.
I want to see a Vil War.
Yeah, I feel like if you can, you should utilize the villager speed in Dark Age to force villager fights and just run away with weak villagers.
Yeah. Not losing them is pretty huge. Oh, ACCM might lose his scout to the TC.
Oh, that's rough. 15 HP, and he didn't manage to take any of the goats either.
It just reduces your effectiveness for so much of the game.
Yeah,
That one scout can tell you everything.
because now he can't take the fight against the opponent's scout.
It also makes it harder to take Vil fights because you can't block.
Yeah.
Greeting?
Looks like both the ostrich patches will be lamed.
ACCM's going to be able to save this Vil. But like Dragonstar could just block it if he's paying attention there constantly.
Yes, should be fine, although... Yeah, I thought the ACCM might have to sacrifice his scout to save the Vil, but... Looks like it's not necessary, so... Might even be able to push one ostrich in, but chooses to fight instead.
Yeah, when my scout's only got 3 HP.
Yay?
Now he just can't fight with the scout anymore.
As he's weakened Dragonstar scout quite a lot, he might be able to get away with just pushing deer now to go to his first one.
Yeah, I feel like Dragonstar should be trying to lame the deer still, because if ACCM just pushes all the deer in, then he's gonna have a much better uptime.
I feel like Berbers on this matchup can play into force Britons into sort of a skirm war in feudal, and then play into cheap knights. They've got a very good opportunity to win from there.
Yeah, I don't think you want to go into crossbow mirror against Britons, so either heavy skirm or heavy knight play makes more sense.
Like the only civs that can really get into that crossbow war with Britons is Ethiopians if they can keep up with the numbers, and Mayans because they're free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
ACCM even took 70 foot from Dragonstar's ostrich.
I love it. Any small little bit of laming. Delightful.
And he pushed 2 of his own ostrich in, which is like almost 300 foot, which is very nice for this early game. Now we're gonna go out to the berries. It feels like ACCM had the better opening here.
The map's also pretty nice. You can get safe gold, stone and wood. Again, only as berries really a problem.
Yep. Dragonstar's map is way more exposed with the front stone. I guess he can wall off to the left side and have safe gold, but...
You can have safe gold and berries, but yeah, everything else is... Every other gold and stone is just exposed. What's
now ACCM is
doing on the right?
sending 3 wheels to wheel fight, I guess.
Ready.
I don't think this will quite work, because Dragonstar has so many more wheels here.
Yay, Grayton.
It's how much idle time can you cause?
If you can idle more than 3 wheels, then it's worth it, but
Yay.
other than that... Well, I guess 4 wheels are being idled right now, but he has to run away with the weak ones.
You won't be able to snipe, it's just going to go back to the TC. I'm not sure these palisades will do too much either.
No. You can just take berries from the other side.
Ready.
Ready.
It's good value in having two of Dragonstar's vills, chased him halfway back across the map. And he's still got a villager forward to try and cause problems.
Like Walmart.
I feel like doing these villager fights also sets you up for fast castle mirror, because you won't have the food to go up, and your opponent will also get delayed, but looks like Dragonstar will be able to pick up.
ACCM's already up.
Oh, ACCM's already up, wow. Like, that's impressive, having 3 wheels sent forward and still pick up so early.
With Vill Wars, is it worth sending far, far more than just 3 and really committing to it and then walling behind and going FC?
Yeah, I feel like the distance is just too big for that to work. Because he can only really hit the berries, but they are all the way in the back. ACCM's going for his usual man-at-arm opening.
Impressive that he can pull it off so reliably.
Yeah, I think I've seen him do that every game that I spectated him in this tournament.
So it is a build that people can struggle for food with on like Arabia, where there's more available and you're not being lamed constantly.
Yeah. I don't think I've managed to do man-at-arms more than a couple times on this map, and it's very hard to have that kind of food eco for this. It's gonna go forward with 2 villagers. Likely going to be a tower on the berries. And 2 farms. It's excellent position.
Forces an instant bounce tower.
Yep. ACCM just gonna abandon that one. I feel like Dragonstar should have abandoned his tower as well, because now it's not gonna defend against the other one.
And he doesn't have any stone. And his closest stone is currently being walled in.
Yeah. Like, the other stone is all the way out to the north. That's gonna be rough for Dragonstar. He has to defend without a second tower.
I'd bash his way into the stone. I think ACCM could tower the gold now on the left-hand side for Dragonstar. He's got a villager over there.
And an archer. No
Clearly the
fletching
game
yet.
plan is keep him off stone.
Mandata. Yay.
Yeah, ACCM is not taking stone either though, so he can't make a second tower yet. He will have to rely on the archers to deny the stone. And the faster producing range will come in clutch for Dragonstar.
It's also a better transition out of archers, because birds have to switch. Britons just play straight into crossbow.
Yeah. Nice kill on the left side for the archer there.
Keeping numbers low is really important. Especially when you produce quicker. You're happier with a quicker turnover of numbers.
Yep.
On the right hand side, ACCM had the men at arms hitting a house. If he had been on stone, he could have then towered the wood line, and that can cause real issues for Dragonstar in terms of limiting his actual space on the map.
Yeah. Yeah, the man-at-arms will not do too much at this point, I feel like. Like, once Dragonstar gets fletching, and he's already doing that. Like, all Dragonstar needs to do is secure the stone and he should be good to go.
Just to make sure he's got the army to keep control of his gold on the left. I think he does, especially if he adds a few skirms.
I'm not sure where he's going with the army on the right. Oh, he's hitting the stone. ACCM has no army there. One dead wheel, nice.
Good value.
Yeah, I didn't think he would be able to snipe the Burbovia, but that was good micro. Now he gets taken off gold though, which could be an issue.
Mandatum. Ready.
I think ACCM can go heavier into skirms now. You only need a couple of archers to be able to threaten to kill vills.
Yay.
And now it comes the time where Dragonstar wants to start massing archers so he can actually get crossbow. Whereas ACCM would be very happy to trade off army for army and almost reset army numbers by castle age when he wants to transition to knight.
Yeah, it makes sense to trade off units when you want to make a switch. And Berbers do not generally want to stay on crossbow too long. Or at all.
Definitely not in this matchup.
Yeah.
Ready. Yay.
Grayton.
Dragonstar only having access to that 1 gold is gonna really hurt.
He's also floating so much wood right now. That's gonna hurt the castle edge, because that's all of that could have been farms.
It's just gotta be what, market and buy your way up at this point. With 700 wood.
Here.
Even the
As-
tower is gonna go up on the gold.
That could be game. Because then you're playing right into Berber's hands as all you can make is skirms.
Was it an option to rush this tower down with wheels? Like, I know there are the men-at-arms and some archers, but like losing this gold can be such a massive difference.
I think he could have done, because he has a good group of skirms there, so he could have sniped ACCM's archers. The issue would have been the 2 men-at-arms that are still alive.
Yeah, I suppose he would have lost a couple of wheels at least.
It would have been risky, but if you don't lose that much, it would have been strong. I guess it's, yeah, probably thought it was too big a risk at the time.
Like, the issue for Dragonstar is that he still didn't take any stone. I think securing the left side would have been so crucial. Or just take stone on the right, and now he still can't counter tower if ACCM goes for another one of his farm eco.
Or even if ACCM goes to where Dragonstar's expanded to gold, or he's actually also taking stone now. Probably to tower it.
Yay.
Dragonstar trying to counter attack with the skirms, but he should be walled out and the tower should secure this left side.
Azul.
Although he potentially could dive and go into the wood line.
He could, but I'd expect someone like ACCM to be able to force the skirms under the TC a bit, take a lot more damage. And
Yeah.
if you reduce the numbers, then it's going to
Yay.
be much easier for Bills to deal with.
Yeah, I just feel like Dragonstar won't have much use for the skirms as the game progresses.
Mandatum.
No, I don't think they're going to have any utility soon, as ACCM drops the stable.
ACCM's already up, like, he's been really consistent with the food eco in all the games, and he almost always gets the faster castle edge.
It's really strong. Being able to get a good food eco on this map is hard. Sort of it will separate the best players from the rest of us.
Yep. Dragonstar won't be too far behind, but still needs to buy a bit more, and this all came down to not having those farms seeded earlier. Like with farm eco, it all comes down to when you seed them.
Yeah, early farms is often better than more farms.
Yeah.
Whenever like I've played and had a slow up time, it's always, you look back and it's always you've been floating too much wood, not put your farms down quickly enough.
Yeah. Even if you add more later, it's not gonna help with the timing.
There is a big, massive army for Dragonstar though.
Ready.
So, will ACCM be able to deal with it in early cast stage before Dragonstar's up?
Well, I guess this tower will deny 3 farms, but
Greeting.
I don't think the Briton skirms will do too much because the Berbers will go to double stable knights. He has a safe gold in the back.
Ready.
I feel like ACCM's position is better.
Would you add a siege workshop as ACCM?
I think so, yeah, because you wanna claim the golds in the front eventually. Although he can just kill the tower with knights, so maybe siege is not necessary.
Yay.
Grayton.
Yeah, Dragonstar does, again, he's only got control of one gold at the moment. A second one is in his base, but it's walled in. Not quite sure why ACCM's going after the skirms and not across the archers if he's going to fight that.
He also lost one knight, another one is very weak. He doesn't have bloodlines.
Ready.
And that's still a lot of units to be fighting with just 3 knights.
Mandatum.
Monastery coming in for Dragonstar. He knows what he's got to deal with.
Yeah, honestly Dragonstar is still doing fine. I thought he would be in a much worse position by now, but with the monks and crossbows, I don't think Berbers will have a great answer to that.
His army wasn't very good, but he had a lot of it, which does buy you time against someone having to make army from scratch.
Yeah. Plus 2 knights could become a concern, but he does have his woodline walled off and farming eco will be protected by a tower and the TC.
The woodline's not walled off if you come from where ACCM's tower is on the right. There's a gap next to the berries, and then you can walk straight through.
Yeah, although it can be quite walled on the bottom if he notices in time.
Yay.
I feel like this matchup will come down to one big fight. Once ACCM feels comfortable with the mass of knights he has, he will try to take a fight.
Yeah, whoever takes the fight better will control all of the extra gold in the middle. Yeah, ACCM's running out of gold at the back of his base, which means he's got to take it near his siege workshop at the front.
He's gonna die for the mango, but he will lose at least 1 knight to convert. Or not, okay. I guess he can take the fight now, because he didn't lose any knights to the monk, but chooses not to.
Get all the mangonels though.
I feel like killing the crossbow numbers would have been better than going for villagers.
Yeah.
Because like you said, he's gonna be out of gold and like having military presence is more important than villagers at this moment.
You can snowball far better if your opponent loses army. That's what crossbows want. They want numbers.
Yep. Now he has 19 crossbows. He'll be able to produce still from double range quite comfortably. Yeah, ACCM just doesn't have the numbers to counter, I think.
This is where I think potentially siege instantly hit Castle Age, but a Scorpion or a Mangonel would have allowed him to cut down archer numbers before they became crossbows.
Yeah.
ACCM's got knights on both sides of Dragonstar here.
Does get a conversion now. Was it 2 conversions? I think it was.
No, it was just one. He already had one from much earlier.
Yeah, again he's trying to go for villager kills, but
Ready.
I don't think this will matter too much.
I feel like if he's going for vills, he needs to be doing it in the back of Dragonstar's base, where the crossbows are completely out of position, as he's doing now with 2 weak knights, if they walk through. Whereas if he's fighting vills near the crossbows, it just feels like a waste.
Yeah. And another convert there that could potentially snipe the mango now.
I go for it.
Yay.
And even if the mango now survives against Briton Expo, it's gonna be hard.
Yeah. Makes it a lot easier to take down. Dragonstar's doing really well with the monks. Every conversion is quite big.
Yeah. The Mangana goes down.
ACCM is starting to build his numbers though, to a point where he could potentially take a fight.
I think this is still good for Dragonstar with the tower there to support and the choke point.
And the conversion.
Ready.
And ACCM's not using the mobility of the knights. He's not forcing Dragonstar to react to him. He keeps trying to fight one single spot.
Yeah. I feel like he could just try to idle the full eco on the left and then force the crossbows to move back and forth instead of just fighting this one choke point. They're both going for the same gold there. It's interesting.
Dragonstar wins it though. So you can clean the knights up, and then the vills are just easy to pick off.
Yeah.
ACCM's army's gone.
ACCM kept throwing away knights for villagers, but in the end it didn't pay off for him.
Well, he's only one vill ahead, and making a much more expensive unit.
Yeah. And he I don't know when he got horse color, but still just 15 farms at this stage is not the best.
Even as Berbers.
He goes for a tower on the gold, but it doesn't help him secure it, it just keeps Dragonstar away for the moment. And I feel like Dragonstar could even buy a castle and just secure the game.
Yeah, sell wood, drop the castle. That would be best. Probably on the hill by the golden stone on the right.
Yeah.
Map control guarantees you extra gold. There's no obvious place to place it on top of ACCM's base, and you don't really want to place it on top of a siege workshop. It feels a bit too risky.
Yeah. You don't want to overextend with such a slow army and lose everything.
It's the best way to throw a game.
Yeah. I feel like it could be useful to add extra TCs if you're a Dragonstar, not necessarily to produce more whales, but just for more safety, because you do have the slower army.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Like, you have cheap town centers anyway. He's getting some relics now. Already got one.
A big part of why Britons are so good. You can add eco so easily, protect your vills, whilst making such an immobile unit.
Yeah, and now the counter rate can do so much, because only 5 wheels can hop into that tower. I feel like this is a big mistake.
He's put them out of position.
Okay, he managed to save quite some of them, but that was still quite a big raid. And this is one of the good uses of mobility.
Yeah, I think this is what you should have been trying to do much earlier. Split up the army, force reactions elsewhere. But I wouldn't mind these knights by the monastery just diving into the back of Dragonstar base rather than trying to take one fight. He's not going to win one fight, but he could have killed the entire wood line at the back.
Yes, there's still just so many crossbows left that he can't win. Now this castle will secure his position even better.
I think that castle wins the game, because now ACCM has no gold control.
Yeah. Like, the castle doesn't... I don't think it ranges the gold, but the crossbows will, so... There's just no gold that he can take anywhere.
Just allows you a position where you can keep falling back to and never allow the gold to be safe.
Yeah. Yeah, I think ACCM is dead. No way around it.
Well,
He's
gonna
go
take
for
gold in Dragonstar's base.
He already has a mining camp there, I didn't even notice that. Interesting.
He's already been pushed off it at least once.
going for a tower near the stone. Like, once again, this doesn't really secure anything for him, it just stops the further push.
Yay. Mandatum.
Crossbow numbers. They've got to amass, and ACCM's never been able to mass his knights up enough.
Yeah, especially against Britons, you can't really rely on mangonels to thin out the numbers, you do need the big knight mass.
Yeah, I'd rather use scorpions against them and just try and get the odd shot off. It's less damage, but it's more reliable.
Yeah. Yeah, like he lost all his knights now. Oddly enough, Dragonstar is not taking him off that goal, but anyway, GG squad. Like, interesting
That's
that
well played
ACCM
again.
built 55 knights against 62 crossbows, but he still could never really get a good fight.
Kept taking not particularly good ones constantly. Not getting much value when you lost the knights as well.
He lost quite a few to converts too. 6 conversions for Dragonstar. Interesting game here, because it felt like ACCM couldn't really make use of his faster castle at all. Dragonstar
No,
just had
'cause
so many units.
he had to start making knights, and then he took out a spear and some skirms, leaving all the archers alive.
Yeah. I'm gonna take a look at the draft once again. So, what did we have so far? Mongols versus Incas was it first game?
Yep. I was getting one.
And second game was Malians
Malians
versus Byzantines. And now we had Britons versus Berbers. So ACCM still has Goths left as his first pick, Lithuanians, Spanish, Saracens and Koreans. Against Teutons, Ethiopians, Japanese, Celts and Bohemians. Still a lot of options left.
ACCM's gone for Goths. He's playing it into Japanese, which feels awkward.
Yeah. But I still prefer Goths because they can lame so much, they do have the cheaper militias. It can be very obnoxious to deal with.
The way I played it was didn't do much laming, but I went Drush into sending about 6 bills forward to fight with like Forever Drush, like 15 militia, that kind of obnoxious build. And then suddenly you just click Castle Edge and your opponent's stranded in feudal trying to fight you.
Yeah, I faced that too, and it's very hard to stop.
Yeah, I think I stole it from Dan. I saw him do it and thought, that looks quite fun. Just how cheap your militia are.
Like, you can also just take the opponent's berries if they are in a good position, and
That's what I did. I went and fought on top of his berries constantly. Yeah. ACCM needs to change it up, not go into his standard men-at-arms play.
yeah, it worked in the first game, but since then Dragonstar has
Men-at-arms has
been...
always worked. It's just a question of his follow-up.
Yeah, like, Men-at-Arms has a time window where it can still work, but if you don't put pressure in the right places, then it can wear off, and then you can just fall behind in map control.
ACCM's already killing Dragonstar's deer. He had an opportunity to take the elephant, but he turned right instead of left, and so couldn't.
Yep. Both players will take their elephants safely, and ACCM's deer is also quite exposed on the bottom. I think if Dragonstar can lame those, that would be good for him.
This is where, as ACCM, I'd like to see him drush and just send the militia out to those deer. Don't let Dragonstar take them.
Yeah, that could be an
Okay.
option for sure.
ACCM did lose a lot of HP on his scout.
Hey, yeah.
Yeah. Did that happen to a TC or...
Yeah, TC.
That's gonna be rough with just 21 HP.
And now
Dragonstar is gonna
Dragonstar.
push the opponent's deer.
They're our deer.
Yep.
Marley says change your overlay. And he's
Oh, yeah.
calling you a noob.
Yeah, I am a noob, thanks.
Yeah.
It's not like you missed much, to be fair, but thanks for noticing me.
Hey, sir.
ACCM seems to be going for the wheel fight again.
Yeah.
I don't feel like it's
Bereid.
that effective here.
And he does have the weaker scout, so I don't know if... This is quite risky, he might just lose that villager in the front.
Hey, yeah.
Which then gets rid of your bonus of having loom instantly.
Bereid. Hey, sir. Bereid.
Okay, he manages to save the wheel, so that's good.
But did he really get much value from it? I don't feel like he did. And he's still sending them forward.
Hey, sir.
Ja.
Yeah, that's a good point. No one picked pause in this series. Not sure why, because they are actually quite a good civ with Dark Age Wheel's healing and forward bonus is quite nice for farms.
I feel like on that one, the healing bonus in Dark Age is really slow. So its benefit is probably not as useful as, say, Berber's. The bulwark always depends on where your berries are. If it's safe berries, which neither player has, it's really, really strong. Otherwise, it can be quite underwhelming.
Yeah, that's a good point, I guess. It's still like getting gold from stone miners is also quite useful.
That's pretty nice.
Anyway, some more wheel fights going on. I don't think there has been a kill yet. No. I think
Causing
this
them
is
to-
better for Dragonstar because the fights are happening closer to his TC.
and he's not losing units.
Sir.
Gonna pick one. That's what he gets for having HP on his scout still.
Yeah,
Hey,
it's a
yeah.
good pick off.
Hey,
Dragonstar's now just over half a villa ahead.
I wonder
Looks
if
like
it's
he's
worth to
Drush.
go for a Drush now. 'Cause-
Dragonstar is.
It's gonna be rough on the full eco, like, you can't really go up after Drushing here.
I think you just wall up, don't you, and go fast ledge.
Yeah, it's strange because they are so close, but it might just be a FC mirror. Like, the deer in the middle are almost out. You have to just add farms at this point.
ACCM's lost his scout. So Dragonstar can now start dictating the game without strong reactions.
Yeah, having the scout is pretty huge because I don't think he spotted the barracks for Dragonstar.
Yeah.
No, he didn't.
Hey, yeah.
Potentially he could lose a villager or two if he gets surprised by it.
Bereid.
It's
Yeah.
3 vills
Hey,
and
sir.
both militia
Hey,
are going
sir.
straight to the berries for
Hey,
ACCM.
ja.
There's a 26 HP villa there.
And there's a vill war at the south on Dragonstar's berries.
Bereid. Hey, ja. Hey, sir.
This is why it's the most fun map.
Like 2 villager fights on both ends. But no villagers died. It's quite insane micro from both of them. Even a lion is trying to have his lunch.
I can't be left out. It's a 3-player game, this one.
Ja.
Ja.
Is ACCM going to be able to go up in a reasonable time? Or is this Drush actually going to get quite good value?
Well, it seems like it's getting good value. Although,
Here.
I think he can just fight it off with this many wheels. Dragonstar's food eco is not amazing either. He has 4 farms soon. Berries are not quite as efficient as it should be.
He knows his food eco is going to be bad, though. And he sort of accepted that as he goes into this game.
Yeah. I guess ACCM could click up pretty soon. He almost has enough.
He's taken Dragonstar pretty much off his berries.
He
He's
will
idling
have to
on the
repair
left
with
as
2 wheels now.
I think it's worth it though to, what's that, 7 vills and 3 militia, all idle.
Yeah, if he does take out the mill though, it could be some dead wheels.
Ja.
His pathing in the is horrendous sometimes. That weak one should be sniped there.
It's going to be war 1. Yeah, the rest got away.
Okay, not too bad for ACCM. It could have been much worse.
Here.
ACCM's up now. Dragonstar's on 50 food.
Yeah, he's gonna have 10 farms, so potentially if he idles he could pick up soon as well, but I think I prefer just walling off and trying to delay.
Just going forward with vills. He's going to fight.
Commander.
Heise.
Bereid.
Yeah, at this stage it's not really worth to be a fight, I think, because even if you take him off berries, he's still gonna be up to feudal, so like, it's not gonna delay his uptime at all.
Nani?
You're only delaying yourself now.
But like, if you're going to keep going forward, you need to keep adding militia. Take ACCM completely off gold to not allow him to make archers. Well, ACCM is still going for his men-at-arms. And 4 of them this time.
Wow,
Ja.
he's crazy with these men-at-arms.
Heise. Ja.
I feel like it would be tough to pressure him though, because his gold is quite safe in the back.
Heise.
Now it's
I'd
gonna be
say-
rough for Dragonstar.
I'd like to see a tower from ACCM on the gold, stone, and berries.
Yeah, it also could deny some farms potentially. Archer range immediately. Dragonstar still is just 1 minute away. I don't think he can stop a tower, but he has a couple militias.
He's
5
gonna
of
keep adding
them.
them. If they live to feudal age, they become much stronger.
Yeah, 2 of them are really weak though.
Bereid.
ACCM's militias are all full HP. If
He
he
still has
manages
4 full
to
HP ones.
snipe the low if she wants, it could be a quite even fight.
Ja.
Oh, some nice hits there.
Yeah. He's going to be able to add range blacksmith instantly. Get fletching because of his number of farms. He
Okay.
should be alright.
Yeah, he's gonna be fine. Didn't even get taken off berries, which is quite a miracle.
He sort of walked them away and then ACCM just left him alone there.
Yeah. 7 Japanese men-at-arms will be a threat.
Bereid. Heise.
Although I'm not sure for how long, because archers are on the field now.
But you get armor. Make yourself useful.
This could be Dragonstar's opportunity to go for a tower himself, but there's not much he can really deny except some farms.
Want to deny the gold by ACCM's range, and potentially if you put it on the right of that, it gives you an access point into the back of ACCM's eco.
Yeah, I feel like it's just a bit too easy to wall behind that and counter tower. This wall goes down super quickly.
I'd rather see the towers be used defensively for Dragonstar. He's got a safe gold, his eco's set up quite nicely. I feel like he can play for Cocaster. So it's on ACCM to win this game early. Dragonstar's got the better civ long term.
Yeah, definitely. Gods will want to play into infantry, but it just gets hard countered by Japanese no matter what.
As long as Japanese get supplies, they win.
Yeah. Dragonstar got horse color eco now. ACCM didn't get it. Big fight in the middle should be better for Dragonstar. He has the stronger units, but it's actually gonna be quite even. Archers do more damage to the man-at-arms.
ACCM did a good job to keep his archers alive against the skirms.
Yep. He's sniping the archers with the archers, chasing the skirms with the man-at-arms. It's a perfect play. I'm just worried for ACCM because he won't really be able to pressure. If Dragonstar just keeps adding army, he will be up first to castle.
Well, there's sort of no angle into Dragonstar's base either that's not straight through the TC.
Yeah.
Unless he tries to tower the gold. But there's no bills moving forward to do that.
Dragonstar sold his stone. Bit of a risk there. He can't do a defensive tower now.
If he gets to crossbow, game's over. He's got to know Eco's in a much better position now. Okay, so he just needs to hold on until he gets crossbow bodkin.
Yeah. Looks like ACCM is not gonna go for the tower. Even though I think it could take Dragonstar completely off gold.
Takes him off gold, off that wood line, and would end up allowing him access to a lot of farm space too.
I just don't like the fact that he sold the stone, because he was even aware that man-at-arms are still on the field and ACCM can try to break in anywhere.
It's definitely a risk. It seems to be working.
Yeah, it seems to be, because ACCM is not towering behind it, so it's gonna be fine. He will be able to upgrade his army and push back.
ACCM's clicked up. I'm not sure how he holds on for long enough. His wood lines are so far from his TC that the walls on the top side are very exposed.
He does have a good amount of archers. He can potentially defend on a hill, but yeah, the top side really needs to be house walled or something.
His plan is clearly to go for a castle with 500 stone in the bank. I'm not. He's adding a stable as well, and I'm not sure what that's for.
Maybe he wants to go knights and then drop the castle forward, because I don't think it makes much sense to just commit to Huskars here. I think he wants to use the castle offensively.
Huskars would force Dragonstar back into longswords. Sort of don't want him playing longswords. I guess forward castle would give a lot of map control. Give you a position to raid from, which is probably your win condition. But
Yeah.
how you get there, I'm not quite sure.
I feel like for that he would need a second stable.
And he'd probably need to send about 30 villagers.
Not sure what his plan is, because he's losing his archer mass here. Doesn't really make sense to commit to crossbow now. He's not any knights either.
On elite, yeah, what was that stable for? I don't understand it.
Yeah, it's strange.
ACCM's now adding second TC, but I'm not really sure to what end.
Well, I guess he's hoping to catch the army off guard and then try to boom safely. Dragonstar spotted the castle now.
Well, he's already got the man-at-arms upgrade. He's got double monastery again, so I think he's just going to play monks to convert them.
Yeah. Just from one castle, Huskars don't produce that fast, so monks can still work, although ACCM does have some rage units against the monks right now.
He's going to lose them because Dragonstar did get ballistics.
Oh yeah, I missed that. It's a nice one for him.
It's also pretty big in terms of if he wanted to deny a forward castle, it would make it much easier.
Yeah, forward castle is not happening right now because ACCM is not on stone anymore. He's gonna TC on the bottom. It could be denied actually, but I don't think Dragonstar sees it.
There's probably no way he'd be looking for it, although he is headed that way. Oh no, he's backed off here. Yeah, he's only seeing it now. He won't deny it with 2 crossbow.
It might be enough Huskars to clear this army now. He only
Not
got
with 2
conversions.
conversions.
He's got a third monk there as well.
One thing Dragonstar's done really well the entire set is he's used his monks so effectively.
Yep. He got Sanctity too, so it's harder to snipe them.
Even that last monk converted 1, got another Huskar to commit to dying before he lost the monk. It's a 3-unit swing essentially, which is pretty nice.
Yeah, and also you can just heal your units after the fights with them.
That's something that I think a lot of players don't do enough, is they don't add a few monks. The passive healing, especially on units like knights and stuff, very strong.
Yeah. Gonna be 2 mangonels on this forward TC now. It does have a defensive workshop. Not sure why he added a ram. It's don't think that's gonna do anything here, but
Probably added it before he saw the siege from Dragonstar. Thinking he'd go mangonel and then start bashing down buildings.
yeah, maybe. Should snipe that mangonel. Yep, nice one. Still some more conversions on the top.
Yeah, the conversion's just doing so well.
Yeah, like this is not quite the god spam that wins games, because he's just producing from one castle, and with double monastery you can just convert enough units to hold. The ACCM is still not taking stone, so he can't drop a second castle anytime soon.
The matchup's only going to get better for Japanese as well.
ACCM doing counter raid at the top, but TC should go up. And he will get 1 mil, but Garrison's in time.
This is where the monks are really paying off now. Not by converting, but by having the Huskarls to then chase down ACCM's Huskarls.
Yeah, like he has almost as many.
Yeah, otherwise sticking those 6 Huskarls in 3 different spots across the back of Dragonstar's eco, like on the gold and the 2 wood lines, that would be really horrible to try and clean up.
Yeah.
So it seems it's going to be easy now.
Dragonstar also got redemption. He converted that Mangonel for free.
Oh.
It's so good.
And it's
Really good micro.
This is so good from Dragonstar.
He converted like all of those Huskars, holy shit.
Got something like 4 out of the 5?
I felt like he might lose all of those monks because they were a bit out of position, but he microed them perfectly. Raid in the back got cleared up as well. This is gonna be Dragonstar's game for sure. TC is still being sieged. ACCM is still adding Mangonels, but they can just get converted by the monks now. Dragonstar is doing all the right moves in this game.
And if ACCM loses this TC position, he then loses all access to gold.
Yeah, and stone. Like there's nothing in the north or the back of his base.
Now everything's in this middle channel of the map.
Defensive Mangonel went down, although did get 1 for 1 because of the delete bug. That's
Hospitals are just proving so strong for Dragonstar now.
and he's constantly healing them as well. Now the forward castle for him. There's nothing ACCM can do to stop it.
If it goes after the game's over.
Yeah, and it's gonna go up for sure.
Yeah, I can't see it being denied. It's just not enough army. Especially against, what, 7 monks?
And he also brought enough rears to make sure it goes up.
Oh yeah, you can't afford to throw a game with a failed castle.
Yeah, and that's all the stone and gold access denied for ACCM now. Dragonstar is even taking the gold in the middle. And he can just do whatever he wants now.
I think from this position, as Dragonstar, don't you look to go in from Treb?
I don't think it's necessary because, like, you know that your opponent is out of gold. You just need to make sure not to get overrun.
Sort of the one thing you can't deal with at the moment is the castle. Everything else is easy.
Yeah.
I wouldn't sacrifice military for it, but it's what I'd start looking towards. Keep enough military to maintain the full map control.
Yeah, and also just keep taking stone like he's doing. That was second castle in the middle, and you just control everything that needs to be controlled.
He's converting the siege workshop now.
Yeah. Another TC might go down. Samurai Edition will make sure that Huskars can't really do anything now.
They're both going in. But it feels a lot better for Dragonstar. He'll be able to add a second castle.
Yeah, he will have gold for Plebs. ACCM will have to rely on the market, which I don't think is gonna last for very long.
Yeah, the wood price is almost bottomed out. Food price is still good. And you can't afford to sell stone.
Going for ranges now. I guess that's for hand cannons, but with what gold? He doesn't have any gold.
Well, then it would have to be Skirm. And then, well, you just play Samurai, don't you? Double Castle Samurai.
Yeah.
After putting 2 Trebs on that hill. Be absolutely fine.
Dragonstar is also patrolling in the north, making sure that he can't get surprised by any counterattack.
Yeah, he's done enough to take a decent fight there. Now the Samurai can just chase them down.
Yeah, I think once ACCM sees the Imperial Age, it should be GG.
Be holding on to being able to treb back the castle as his win condition.
Yeah. I don't think he realizes how behind he really is now.
But his eco's not like critically far behind, but it's his map position and map control.
Yeah, like he just has
nothing.
no access to any crucial resources.
But the position he can expand to has nothing in it but wood.
Yeah.
Probably has to be it.
Doesn't call it yet. Dragonstar is even getting the relics now. Gonna have 3.
He's also getting more monastery upgrades.
Yeah, Japanese do have every mock deck except Heresy, so
Yeah.
makes sense
Really
to...
strong monks. I think it also surprises people when you pull it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
ACCM has full skirms now, but I don't think it's gonna do anything.
Not once you start getting armor on your samurai.
Plate main armor, it's gonna be much better for the infantry. Yeah, also 2 traps against 1, now he has the second one, but he won't have stone to repair. He bought 100, but it's gonna be running out really fast. There's just no way to push this back.
Yeah, you can just keep pushing slowly. That's what the trebs allow. And on a map like Socotra, the range of trebs allows so much control.
Yeah. He also has a massive eco behind all of this. Almost all the eco upgrades, 120 wheels.
ACCM's only going to start losing bills. Make it 3-1 Dragonstar. 1 game needed.
I'm not sure why he's not calling it yet. He's completely dead, but...
Can't make the end
GG.
of this too interesting. Just a slow push.
Okay, 3-1 Dragonstar.
And hacking through these games, the next one's already in.
Alright, let's go then.
Yeah, countdown's just started.
It just says 0 seconds for me.
220.
Yeah, just gonna close the window 1 sec. Okay, is this a bug in the game where it shows 0 seconds until the game starts and it doesn't do
Possibly.
anything?
I'll let you know when it starts and then you can see if it works.
Okay.
It's got 1.5 minutes left.
How much is left? Is it still counting down for you?
It's got down to 0. Yeah, it started now.
Okay. Started for me too. Alright, so Koreans versus Teutons. I feel like that's actually a good matchup for Teutons, both in Feudal and Castle Age.
Their eco's a lot better. They can recover from laming better. The towers are better in feudal. So whether does ACCM go for the wagon play, but then Teuton monks are so strong and Dragonstar's proved himself very capable with them. So it would seem a bit of a reckless play.
Yeah, I just don't see Koreans getting ahead unless they get a lead in Dark Age somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely feels that way. But those guard towers, one of your big advantages. Otherwise, yeah, I'm not too sure what you'd do against some Night Siege play. Husbandry's not going to be that important on this map.
Like, I think if you can take map control of Feudal Age and then with the towers being upgraded to guard tower, then maybe you can do something, but it's gonna be rough. Dragonstar is already pushing in a second ostrich. It's gonna be massive. If you can push in one or two of these, you're gonna be really happy on this map.
Yeah. ACCM's ostrich are really, really safe. With safe gold and potentially safe stone. But yeah, what what do you do with it? I can start setting himself up to have a good feudal age time, and then from there I feel like he's got such a big advantage.
Yeah. Cheap farms also help out so much on this map.
Hey,
Yeah, because your eco can be stretched thin. Any early eco bonus is huge, especially wood ones.
Yeah.
Well, I think Celts are a potentially really strong civ on this map. Their early wood bonus just makes it a bit smoother, and then sort of their awkward transition in imp isn't necessary because the game doesn't really go there.
Yeah,
So
like
some
most games are
siege
decided
crossbow
by...
pikes,
Yeah, most games are decided way before that.
some of them are decided in Dark Age.
Yeah.
I played ACCM in the group stage, and one of the games was over in Dark Age. I may have tried to douche him, and he may have killed about half of my bills as the TC went up. So the TC went up, I just had nothing to garrison.
Yeah, I saw that actually.
Wasn't my finest moment, but we'll take it.
Dragonstar got housed actually. But he didn't have Bloom yet, so he actually didn't have to idle his TC.
I feel like it's quite easy to get a house on this map. You tend to build one house and send bills forward. So it throws your normal timings off.
Yeah, it throws you off a little bit, because normally you start with 2 houses on Arabia. Quite a peaceful game now, like, other than walling in the berries, not much laming has happened. ACCM did snipe 3 of the ostriches, but it looks like he's gonna be able to push his ostriches all in safely.
Most of the food from Dragonstar's dead ostrich will be taken there. He splits these 4 bills going back up 2 and 2. He'll get a good amount. ACCM's just walling himself in. So it could be he's playing for the fast castle.
Yeah, might be. Although, if there's not much laming, then fast feudal plays are stronger, just because you have more food available. So potentially a Teuton Trash could do a lot.
Trying to think how you'd get into his base. I guess the big thing you can do is deny the berries very easily.
Yeah, there's also the stone.
The stone offers a secondary wall off, which is already partly done. But yeah, it's denied, then you can't go for the castle. So yeah, men-at-arms, towers into the berries and stone would be really strong.
Yeah, even if you can take one stone safely, if you do have to do some sort of counter towers, then you will already not have enough for a castle. Just because it's 700 stone.
You can build two towers. Sorry. Before if you build a third or repair it all after building two, then you can't build a castle.
Yeah.
Even if you take the entire stone.
Gonna be quite similar uptimes. ACCM is up 1 pop later. I think it's too risky to go for fast castle in this position, so it makes sense to go for faster feudalage, and you can defend quite easily with free armor and skirms if it goes into that.
And where'd you go in Castle Age? That's your issue.
Yeah.
I think Dragonstar's just going to play archers again. With this barracks timing.
Yeah, it's not gonna be men-at-arms.
Ja. Bereit.
Gold being so safe for ACCM is big. Makes a big difference to them. Whereas Dragonstar's golds are all exposed and all of his stone. So this is where men-at-arms and towers really could be effective if you get them down properly.
Piggy.
Yeah, it's just gonna depend on where he hits with towers again.
Ja.
Looks like it's gonna be on the berries first.
Ja.
Berries and stone, yeah, that's the smart place to put it. Then I think you rotate round to the right where the gold and stone are.
Yeah.
So that's the side of the base that's also going to give you access into the wood line more easily. Where the left is much, much easier to wall off.
Yeah, there's only just one gold there, which is not quite secure either. I think this is the start that ACCM wanted to have. He does have the initiative with Koreans.
Go, men-at-arms towers around the right, and send your archers as they're created to the left, if he makes any. Doesn't even have a range yet, it's just going to be straight tower play.
Yeah, without a range he can't expand too much with the towers though, so it's gonna be difficult.
Pace.
Unless is he playing for map position to then drop a castle. So if he gets this second tower up, in a decent position, I think it could be denied.
Piggy.
If not, then it'll be killed by Dragonstar's own tower.
Yeah, nice defensive tower by Dragonstar. ACCM already bought his base, but his food eco is horrendous right now.
One farm, he's adding the range now. Dragonstar's eco just looks to be in a much better position. Just sort of playing into men-at-arms are a risk.
Yeah, he's also had the range much faster, so he could produce for longer.
Bereit.
I guess this tower does deny 2 farms temporarily, but I don't think he can keep it up.
No, not against Teutons. Especially if Dragonstar was to go put the skirms in the tower instead of Vills.
ACCM also didn't have the food to get the Obirax. So I don't think he will be ahead economically, no matter what.
It's quite a long way behind. Yes.
Pace.
What? 5 farms are up for ACCM and Dragonstar is going to have 14. Even
Yeah.
though Dragonstar doesn't have his berries, I feel like that's a much better position to be in.
Yeah, like at this point the berries would be nice to have, but they are not a requirement to keep producing units. Men-at-arms are also going down to the archers. ACCM won't really have map presence to keep adding more towers here.
Bereit?
Because the archers will range them.
Hey, yes.
Like he has to make these small jumps forward to not get
It's
ranged by the archers, but it's just so much
Too small a
cost.
jump, isn't it?
He will have to make another tower just to range the stone.
That's just not worth it at that point, and he can still slow the tower down, a big one.
Pace?
Dragonstar will also have enough for his own tower soon.
Pace? 준비 대기.
I think ACCM is hoping to get a better castle age and then keep the map with guard towers, but I don't think he will be up first.
No, he can't be up first. His farms are too slow. His berries are now dry. Yes, his way up quickly would be the market. Dragonstar is getting wheelbarrows, so even then wouldn't be far behind.
Yeah. And he potentially might have to even tower his own base, because Dragonstar could counterattack at some point.
Yeah. He's completely walled off, but Dragonstar's up first and say drops a siege workshop on either of the hills outside ACCM's base. It could be over very quickly.
It's interesting that Dragonstar is just abandoning this position. Even though he had stone.
Was the investment of 3 towers to deny what 1 tower can do?
Yeah, I guess he feels safe with the left gold, and that can't be towered because ACCM doesn't have the units to support it.
He must feel like he doesn't need the stone too quickly.
Yeah. He's gonna tower the farm space now, so ACCM can't push him from there and goes for his own counterattack.
Well, it's going to cost ACCM another tower to be able to take that one down.
And Dragonstar is up to Castle Age.
With a forward position now.
Yep. It just feels like a losing position for ACCM now. This chain of towers, sure, it denied 2 golds and 2 stones, but if the opponent still has access to those resources, then it doesn't matter.
What do you do as ACCM here? He's got enough stone for 1 more tower. Can probably get that up to a 2nd tower. So 2 towers could stop a mangonel push. But then what?
Well,
how does he gain control back?
I don't think he can game map controlling Castle Age. I think the only option for him would be to defend with guard towers and go for fast imp arbalest, something along those lines.
Doesn't seem to have the gold for it unless he can use guard towers to get control of the gold at the front of his base. Otherwise, a switch to knights will just start raiding anywhere else.
Yeah. I just don't think Koreans can do much against Teutons in a better position with better eco.
If they can take it late enough, well then their siege is potentially better with extra range on their onagers. But yeah, forward siege from Dragonstar, right in the middle of those 3 golds. He's going to starve ACCM out.
Yeah, he can even range the TC from behind the barracks and house.
Bereit.
ACCM looks like he's going to buy a castle.
Yeah, it's only gonna be a temporary fix though, because he can make the unique unit, but they will get converted. And the castle can't be put in a position where it secures any resources.
If you go castle into fast imp, or what you add behind it.
It's not gonna help, because with just traps you can't really push out if you don't have the units.
And you wouldn't have the eco to add arbalest behind it, wagons, would be too easy to convert.
Yeah, like, if you go for Arbalest, you need to have at least like 15 farms. It's food eco, or 20. It's because you do want to get Chemistry, Arbalest, and Bracer, and that's a lot of food.
That's an incredibly strong play if you can get to it.
Yeah, he's just not in a position to do that.
Arbalest is probably the hardest unit in Imp's counter in Fell Stage.
Yeah. Because even skirms take a lot of damage with 10 attack.
Yeah, skirms will take 4 damage, I think. Mangonels and Old Siege gets outranged, Knights do nothing. Whereas if you went to, say, Cavalier, you can still convert them, you can still make a lot of pikes, which is still fairly effective.
Yeah.
He's going for the wagons. The guard towers are giving him a lot of control if he can get out there. But there's obviously a large open gap in the middle of the map.
Now Dragonstar is already adding monks from a monastery, I think.
It's just a sensible play.
Even a second monastery would make sense to make sure that he will have enough monks. Does he see the castle there?
AC's castle. It's shooting a siege workshop.
Yeah, he has 2 monks though. Without Sanctity, but... 4 wagons don't have the range to snipe them immediately.
He's also getting a ram out to try and deal with these guard towers. I feel like if he gets rid of the 4 guard towers, then I'm not sure if ACCM has any resources with which to try and win the game.
Yeah. Dragonstar also has +2 knights to support his army. Bloodlines. Coupled with the monks, they should counter everything.
Wagons will do very well against knights still, but it's just the knights can buy time to get the conversions and force fights.
Yeah.
And then they double up as if Dragonstar feels like he has the position, he can drop the knights into the back of ACCM's eco.
ACCM is going for a big raid. I mean, War Wagons can tank a lot of shots, but if he dives too deep, he will just get converted and cleared up.
ACCM needs to add a monastery of his own to heal these wagons and potentially even convert them back.
Yeah.
Even though he's against Teutons.
Yeah, even just the threat of monks would keep the knights back a little bit.
Especially as you can sit the monks underneath the guard towers.
It still feels like ACCM has a chance in this game just because Dragonstar's food eco is horrendous. He's losing
Dragonstar
some
can't
wheels in the back now.
really push him, can he? Because the castle and the towers. But then ACCM doesn't have a win condition at the moment.
Oh, he lost like 3 monks at the front, that's huge.
It's going to cost him both mangonels. Yeah, Dragonstar's adding that second monastery that you mentioned earlier.
Yeah, I feel like that should have come earlier. I don't know if the monks had Sanctity already. I assume they did. Yeah.
If they do now.
Yeah, he just ran them into the castle, didn't pay attention there.
ACCM denied Dragonstar's attempt at a second TC. And he's going to come for another castle to take map control.
Yeah, it was at the 3rd TC actually. GG, what?
What?
It feels like a...
Has he misread this? ACCM doesn't have the stone for a castle.
Yeah, maybe he thought that he's gonna get the castle dropped, but... I think that was just for a guard tower.
He has no way to deny a castle, but he doesn't have the stone.
I think the reason he resigned is that he's gonna be out of gold. Because 1 tower denies the gold at the front. makes those monasteries useless, and he couldn't clear up the guard towers on the top.
To be a bit of an issue.
Yeah, not sure what went wrong for Dragonstar. I think he was in a completely winning position. He just needed to not lose his monks.
Yeah, he overextended and then was also losing his knights. Next matchup is going to be Lithuanians for ACCM against Bohemians.
Interesting. Both cities have great monks.
Lithuanians get the better start. Bohemians probably have the better mid game.
Yeah.
If it goes to a monk war.
I'm gonna need 2 minutes, and I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back.
4 minutes in to this game now. Seems like standard start from ACCM, going forward with the Ville, blaming the berries, but both have pushed in deer, been Nothing else extreme going on. Fairly relaxed start for this one.
Yeah. That seems to be benefiting the Bohemians because Lithuanians will be able to produce wheels no matter what.
Bohemians don't get any bonuses until they're in cast. Well, feudal age for them.
Yeah.
Golden Stone, but Castle Age is where it really kicks off.
Yeah, it seems to be it's gonna be a peaceful opening for both. I'm expecting mana turns from ACCM once again. Lithuanians are perfect safe to do it.
But then you've always got to have in the back of your mind how you're going to deal with the potential monk from Bohemians that they can do so easily.
Well, I suppose you could go for light cab or some longsword with heresy, something along those lines, but cheaper monastery will make it really tricky because they can just build so much more.
Would skirms be a decent option here? The
Um,
Bohemian cavalry is horrific,
yeah, I guess so.
and then you get the range as well, whilst not, and they're faster than crossbows. You'd be forcing a siege investment from your opponent.
Yeah. Lithuanians also have great monks, so he could just counter siege with his own monks there.
How they do this, ACCM is picking up now. 20 bills. Dragonstar will go up on 21. He's not too far behind.
Yeah, and he has a quite defendable map. Gold in the back, stone relatively defendable if he walls off to the edge.
Yeah, you can definitely defend his stone and berries like that. ACCM's map's similar in that you'd have to wall to the edge to get gold, berries, stone safe.
So, gonna be mana arms as we predicted. Doesn't have the goals for the third one yet.
He will once his money cap goes up. I think Dragonstar's just going to open straight archers again. I'm surprised ACCM hasn't adapted at all after seeing Dragonstar do this every single game.
Yeah. Yeah, I think ACCM has done the same opening like every game. Dragonstar only has the berries as his food eco, so that could be problematic for him. It's gonna get towered immediately.
He has 250 in the bank, so he's got a bit of leeway with timing. But yeah, he's going to have to drop farm pretty quickly.
Yeah, he can only afford 2 farms though, because he has to drop a range.
And that's going to delay blacksmith as well, which means no fletching.
Yeah, blacksmith is cheap though for Bohemians, so that's gonna help him out.
I always forget about that one. I always remember how cheap their monasteries are. I think university as well, but the blacksmith's the one I forget.
Yeah, it's blacksmith, monastery and universities minus 100 wood. And the Manhatans could dive, but some house was. And Dragonstar is kind of behind.
If he notices. I feel like it's quite easy to not notice that the sides are open. You don't tend to scout all the way to the edge of the map.
Yeah, and also if you try to click a unit inside, it will path towards the TC, because it's shorter. I feel like Manhattans have paid off because Dragonstar will struggle with food. And he only has 4 farms. Could potentially lose some to towers.
Almost all the berries. He's taken just over 2 bushes in total. I think that's where the value is.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about the second tower from ACCM. Yeah, he's cancelled it now.
Yeah, I think the second tower should go on the farms.
Yeah, if you forced him to commit to that tower there and you know all the stone is outside, why don't you go and tower the hill between the gold and stone? Also denies 1, maybe 2 farms and gives you a position to work on, rather than towering the berries again.
Yeah. I don't think this tower does too much for him here. Like the tower in the left side will also make sure that Dragonstar doesn't have save stone and doesn't have much farm space. Which actually does become an issue once you start to get to 15-20 farms later on.
How are they going to transition through this game? ACCM's eco is in a bit of a better position considering he's had access to berries. Then he's also invested a lot more into playing the early game.
I know.
And he's just outposted where Dragonstar's on stone. He's going to head straight over there with his army.
Yeah, Dragonstar could benefit a lot from a market with 700 gold. He can't really tower the stone now. The ACCM arrived with his army there.
Arky's going up. But ACCM does throw his first archer into the TC.
I think it might make sense to just go full market abuse and try to go full siege monk. Because he can't really expand without committing way more to army.
Okay, well, siege to clean up the towers and then add monks as you take map control. You get more and more gold.
Yeah, because he only has access to this 1 gold and it's gonna run out even faster if you rely on it too much.
He's going to lose his tower on his gold, Dragonstar, which means ACCM could drop another tower on top of it.
Yeah,
and he's towering the hill like I mentioned earlier.
Yep. Dragonstar doesn't have stone for another, he just bought 100.
Co žádáš?
ACCM also has 4 archers in that tower on the right, so he doesn't have to idle a bunch of wheels.
He's also going to stick his archers in that tower on the left as well.
Ano.
This is looking really good for ACCM now. Really good position.
This tower denies like 3 farms for Dragonstar. Looking rough. Don't know how he can ever get up to Castle Age.
Also 5 bills idle.
Zdař Bůh.
Yeah, he doesn't have the food eco and he's no longer got the gold to be able to just buy up. He's had to buy stone for these towers.
Looks like he's gonna rush down ACCM's tower on the right. So he can have access to stone again.
Gonna lose a bunch of archers doing this though. I think he lost 2, maybe 3.
Zdař Bůh.
Yeah, and there's also archers inside the tower.
Yeah, it's 3 archers in total he lost for that.
Jsem připravena.
ACCM's is gonna be the new one.
Yeah, still doesn't have his berries.
Also built another one on the left side to keep denying the stone. He knows that he has access to stone and Dragonstar doesn't.
This is how I feel the ACCM should have played a couple of the other games. He's played this so much better.
Yeah. Going for another tower on the left.
I feel like Dragonstar might call this when ACCM hits Castle Edge. which means it will take it to a final game.
I wonder if it's intentional that ACCM idles his TC to get up faster.
I think it definitely can be worth it on this map. Because eco's not your most important thing, it's map control. And if you get to a different power spike, map control makes all the difference.
Yeah. Like, I noticed that he does this in some other games too. He has more other TC than his opponent, even though his full eco would allow to create more wheels. But he always gets to castle age first.
It's what comes down to your priority.
It's gonna be 2 towers against 1 on the left side as well.
It's a matter of time now.
Yeah, Dragonstar still just doesn't have the full eco to go. Oh, yeah, he's actually up. I didn't even notice. So he's not too far behind, but still a minute almost behind.
Then what does the eco actually allow him to do?
I think he has to go for monks because anything else he doesn't have the eco for.
Does he have the gold control for monks though?
No,
Ano,
not anymore. With this tower going up on the left too.
Position to be in.
Yeah, ACCM's done a perfect job of denying resources on both sides. And I feel like this is what was missing in the previous games. He was only focusing on one side.
Whereas this game he's fixed that and he's done it so well. This is where men-at-arm towers can be really effective.
GG. I played.
Game 7. You play ACCM's got Spanish and Saracens. Dragonstar has Ethiopians and Celts. They've got a 3-minute countdown. I'll be back in a couple of minutes. I'm
Okay.
just going to let the dogs out.
Spanish Saracens versus Ethiopians. God. Well, other than Celts, none of these civs have a Dark Age eco bonus. I feel like Ethiopians would be the better pick for Dragonstar. But we might just check, because they already started. Yeah, it's Ethiopians versus Spanish. So I'm gonna jump into the game, and after the countdown we can start speccing.
Back.
Alright, we are in the game. Both players took the elephants.
CCM seems to be going forward now with his Vil, looking for the berries again.
Yep. ACCM's ostrich is quite exposed. It's quite literally halfway between the players.
Yeah,
My Dragonstar's ostrich is in the back.
It's the worst place for them. ACCM also doesn't look like he has a map that would favour going conks.
Yeah. Only has one stone in the side, which is quite defendable, but I guess he has one on the left too. I guess he wants to focus on defending the left side because there's berries to gold. And there's no horrendous hill in front of it.
Yeah, that hill could be a disaster. Dragonstar's also just killing all the deer, which is going to really make it difficult.
Monday?
Yeah. Thankfully ACCM also found the ostriches, so he's gonna kill them. In the end it's gonna be quite equal.
Servidor.
Trying to block to get that kill, but I think should be saved.
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
Monday.
there's enough there to damage the scout. ACCM didn't win in the berries at all. Tried to. Really got pushed off it.
Presta. See?
Dragonstar now scouts the below that named the deer. Might attempt to kill it with blocking, because his scout is almost full HP still.
As long as he doesn't lose too much, where he can still take
Servidora?
on ACCM scout, I think it's worth it.
Monday?
ACCM is bringing his own scout, but I think this will is dead. Yep. It's a good pick off. Yeah, this is the advantage you have when your ostrich are in the back. It's much easier to snipe the enemy kill.
You've got so much more time to do it. Probably one of the biggest advantages of having resources at the back early on is it's just so much more idle time, easier to spot the lane coming, easier to deal with it,
Yep.
snipe bills.
You think we will see Manhattan Towers from ACCM again?
Sort of think you have to if you can't go straight into conks, don't you?
Yeah, I guess I'm just thinking of the Archer follow-up, which doesn't really benefit Spanish at all.
Unless you go more into skirms if you can get some sort of safe food eco.
Yeah,
But that's going to put your cast stage time really quite far behind.
yeah, it's gonna be rough, because Ethiopians also get the freed food. They can open with archers very easily, and that's what
And that's-
Dragonstar has been doing.
Yeah, sort of is a sieve that really plays into how Dragonstar wants to play this map. Would you risk it? Do you say, I know you're just going to go straight into archers, you're going to play slow and passive, let me play FC conks, and you back yourself to build a tower to defend your stone if necessary?
Yeah, I think that would be a good approach, because he does have stone on both sides, and I think he would be able to defend most of his base with just 2 towers, so he would still be able to build a castle. And Ethiopians actually struggle against cons because they don't have great monks.
Servidora?
Yeah, I don't know what they actually get. I know they're not great. It's not a civ you often
Ow.
see monks with. They get sanctity, but yeah, miss redemption.
Yeah, the missing redemption is the big one, because cons will usually be paired with mangonels.
Yeah.
And just crossbows is not gonna be usually enough to defend.
And then no block printing an imp, which is the other big one.
Yeah.
Looks like ACCM's going for it with these walls. Gets safe for gold, berries, stone.
Yeah, this time Dragonstar is the one opening with man-at-arms.
Probably the one time he needs to, as well.
Yeah. He's gonna have enough food to upgrade them with Ethiopians.
Guess he just needs to commit to enough forward pressure to force ACCM into towers, but not so much that his cast stage time is too late.
Yeah. You can deny the berries right away. If ACCM does it well, he can still secure 1 gold and 1 stone on this side.
Yeah, he can. You just need to wall what from the mill left and right to where he's walled anyway. What does Dragonstar come further down and try and deny the stone in straight away?
I like that move, because stone is gonna be the most important thing for Spanish here.
And he knows the other stone is really exposed as well. Not quite sure what that second layer of wall was meant to achieve from ACCM.
Yeah, not sure either.
Don't think it's going to buy him the time he needs.
Dragonstar is almost busted through, and he can actually kill maybe 1 or 2 villagers here. Can even take out the tower because it's in range of his own.
Yes, now ACCM has to fight men-at-arms with bills under Dragonstar's tower, which is not a good position to be in.
Mande?
Lost 1 wheel only so far. 2 wheels.
Is it
Yes,
3?
could have been worse.
Oh no, he lost 1 at the very beginning of the game.
Yeah.
Presta.
Dragonstar's going to come the other side with his archers now. Won't be able to find anything. But I think he's just checking that ACCM's not on that stone.
Yeah, he's just making sure that ACCM is not taking any of the rest that are potentially safe.
It's a smart move, really.
He will lose the tower on the left side though, so ACCM is gonna have safe stone again. But I think he can just take some more stone and tower on the left side to keep denying the stone there.
I think just keep forcing towers from ACCM. He's forced him to build 1. He didn't repair it at all. But if you can get him to commit to more, then he's not going to be able to afford a castle.
Yeah. Well, it seems like ACCM will be content with just defending on skirms.
Well, when he plays skirms into conks then, or even just abandon the conk idea and play skirm into knight eventually.
Yeah. Udiko for Dragonstar has been lacking so far. He's only now adding the 5th farm. Looks like ACCM will have a faster castle edge again. Like, once again, the timing of the farms is making all the difference, because ACCM already has 11.
That really is a big lead. They're just down so early. It's sort of the awkward thing with Spanish of you can't play into archers, you need to play into skirms, but then where do you transition from there?
Well, if Dragonstar just lets him take stone, then going to Kongs is not gonna be a problem for him.
No sign of going to stone yet. It does seem like the more sensible approach. Especially as he's already got armor for skirms, which obviously affects conks too.
Yeah, might be just Night Siege done. If he doesn't take stone. That can also be effective.
Ethiopians do struggle against skirms quite a lot. Their answer to it is siege. But then with Spanish, it's very predictable without the option of crossbow.
Zugit your name.
Looks like Castle Age time is gonna be quite close after all.
Yeah, Dragonstar's bought quite a bit of food. Might sell some wood to go up now. ACCM's not far off, and it has gone to stone now, so it probably will be conks.
Presto.
Yeah, now he's just trying to idle some farmers. Not much else he can do with these skirms.
Monday.
Guess he doesn't care about losing them in case some cavalry shows up.
Well, it's scouting what's coming next for Dragonstar. Because whatever kills them is going to have to show them upgrades as well.
Yeah, I think that's worth to find out.
Presto.
All skirms are not gonna do anything anyway.
I like how he's also got the spear there.
Yeah.
Because it means he can deal with one stray scout which is coming.
Might just run into the spear right away. Okay, he noticed.
What do you play into as Dragonstar? Did you go into like a crossbow skirm mix to try and deal with conks?
I think crossbow with a couple monks maybe. Try to convert some kongs, but
Difficulty
it's gonna
comes
get
when you have
rough.
siege.
It's gonna get rough as the game progresses, because there will be more mangonels, there will be
Yeah.
more kongs, and crossbows just won't be quite as strong.
It's quite a common way to deal with conks on, say, arena or hideout is you wall up, make sure you're safe, get monks out to stall it, add eco, and then spam pikes at them. Siege. Because that's not as vulnerable to like, a conk mangonel play and can push them back. Whereas here, you don't really have the space to add eco.
Yeah. Like here you are quite often forced to stay 1 TC even if your feudal eco was not struggling.
And even if you go into monks to buy time, well, you might go into skirms, but that dies to the mangonels as well.
Yeah.
There'll be elite skirm from ACCM, which looks like it's just to buy time.
He's bought 200 stone. Looks like he's gonna drop the castle in front of his mill. He's deleting some stuff there.
I guess it's just got to be in a safe position. It can't really gain map control.
Yeah, with the knights there as a threat, he can't really move out with the skirms. Dragonstar got ballistics, getting Botkin arrow. Early on it's quite gonna be quite good for him to fight against conks like that in low numbers, because he can snipe them with ballistics, but
Sì. Presto. Monday.
I wonder
That's where
when...
these elite skirms come in.
Sì.
You can snipe a few crossbows early. The other thing will be is when does ACCM try and add bloodlines? That makes a big difference against crossbow.
Yeah. putting his siege workshop quite far in the back. I think that could have been a bit more forward to reinforce better.
I think it just comes from his lack of map control. And the big hill that he's sat in front of.
Yeah.
Presto.
Skirm's also not taking the best fight. With just +1.
Also uphill. And at a range deficit means they're just going to take so many extra shots.
Yeah, Dragonstar has done a good job so far securing the hill. It would have been a much different game if ACCM can get a siege workshop on that hill. But the
Whoever
faster...
owns this hill wins the game, don't they?
Yeah. The faster castle rate with the market really saved Dragonstar here.
Really put him in a good position. So that hill has 3 of the golds on it as well, and Dragonstar's stone.
Presto.
Yeah.
Plus, you can pretty much range both TCs from sort of one of the runoff low bits.
ACCM has added a Mangana now with the second one on the way. That could make it tricky for these crossbows, which are chasing down a monk.
Yeah, they get themselves stuck in a dead end and get picked off, especially if ACCM comes and picks off the ones that have separated first.
Yeah. Monk doesn't get to convert there. I think these crossbows might be dead.
Monday.
Although, nice micro so far.
Ballistics is big.
If he manages to dodge the shots, then he can get out. There's also some cavalry to snipe the siege.
I'll lose both mangonels.
Yeah, nice play by Dragonstar. Sniping 2 mangonels in this position is huge.
See?
Big momentum killer. Because
Yeah.
you want the mangonels. Once you get to like 3 or 4, there's nothing you can really do with crossbows. You've just got to walk away.
Yeah. It's just too risky. Dragonstar will drop a castle soon on that hill.
I think if he does that, he can go in behind it. Ezekiel's looking pretty healthy.
Yeah. I think staying 1 TC is the right approach for him. There's no need to add extra eco, he just needs to hold the position and not get overrun by Kongs.
Yeah. And if he gets to Arbalest and adds a Treb, then game's his.
Yeah.
Crossbow mass is quite scary now.
Yeah, 29 crossbows.
10 conks, don't do anything. Needs the siege.
Just 1 Mangana is not enough.
See? Presto.
There's the castle. It's in the perfect position. Ranges everything, that's
There's no way that's
basically
not going
here.
up.
Yeah. And he's also has the rest to go in now.
He's played this really well, Dragonstar. He knows exactly what the threat is from Spanish and he's dealt with it well.
Mangana goes down. Now the Kongs have to disengage and... Not sure what ACCM can do in this position. Can't really pressure the eco for Dragonstar either. He's house walled behind everything.
Yeah, there really isn't much he can do. Not against this massive crossbows. He needs to find a way to kill it before it becomes arb. I just don't think that's possible.
Yeah, not with the castle there. With no siege. The fact that he had to go for the defensive siege really put him in this bad position.
Has been put behind far enough before he got to Kunks. Having that small massive crossbow forced investments into things like elite skirm, kept map control for Dragonstar, which on this particular generation is so important.
Yeah. But ACCM is gonna be up to him as well, but he's a solid 2 minutes behind and he's gonna be fighting uphill. With Trebs, it's not ideal.
Yeah,
And
I think
his army is also gonna be way weaker in comparison.
yeah, it's just not the same power spike, is it? Conk is the power spike in Castle Age, whereas
See?
in Imp, our bracer chemistry, huge.
Yep.
And trebbing downhill, it's only a matter of time. Could potentially even just target the TC and say, your condition back into this game is getting Imp. Take
Yeah.
that away from him.
Yeah, if he knows that he's only on one TC, then potentially he could kill the TC.
Dragonstar's already getting Masonry too, which is just going to make him even harder to push out of position.
Yep. Getting Arbalest Bracer immediately. I think he can also get Chemistry, just to make sure.
Monday.
ACCM is hoping to get a good mango shot, but with good micro this shouldn't happen.
Once you outrange them, yeah, it's sort of no real chance. You need to get really lucky that your opponent's just not looking and didn't patrol.
Yeah. Dragonstar is going for the castle. Already has a second trap on the way.
It's now gold control, which is all for Dragonstar. ACCM has. He can't take that tile, 3 tile by his monastery, can he? The arbs are just too close.
Yeah, even if he can, he can't really keep producing his units, because he needs the castle to do that. He has to buy stone to repair too. It's just completely over. Castle falls.
DC will be next, and then it's, well, if you don't have a much bigger eco, what are you going to do? So his play's got to be heavy into elite skirm. He just doesn't have the space for farms to make that a possibility.
Yeah, also Dragonstar could add cannons against skirms.
I think he's got chemistry, he's got one out already.
Dragonstar actually forgot that he has 15 Arbalest in the castle, but he's still gonna win the fight.
Arbalest is just so strong.
Yeah. Going for Onager now.
He could do everything now. He's just got all the position, all the control, and all the army.
Even if he tried to go skirms, like being later to Imp by 2 minutes means that you still need to wait for the last armor and bracer. That just takes so long.
Just not even be close.
Like from early castle, Dragonstar was in full control of the game and he used it perfectly.
Yeah, I think Dragonstar in a lot of these games has played so well. And realised his opponent's win conditions and denied them so well.
Yeah.
Presta.
Onager that it doesn't get a single kill. GG's god.
A big investment to not get any value from it.
That series, I couldn't really decide who was gonna win that.
But it looked like Dragonstar was going to stomp it for a while when he went after 1-0 down, went to 3-1 up. But
Yeah.
ACCM pulled himself back into it.
Yeah, I think ACCM changed up his play a little bit in the game 5 and game 6, and that made a big difference.
how he towered, where he went to. It was really solid. But then he was left with sort of a sieve where he's got one play really, and Dragonstar played really well into it.
Yeah, the castle each time really decided everything here, because if ACCM was up first, he could be the one controlling the hill with siege.
That hill was a killer on this map. When it stretches from TC to TC and
Yeah.
goes to maximum elevation.
Alright, I guess that's it for today. I do have to go after this one, because I do need to go to the shop, but thanks for joining me, it was a lot of fun.
Let's get into a tournament though. But good to see it go to game 7 as well.
Yeah. I'm gonna find someone to host, and I'll see you guys some other day.